one word: others. All in the lives of others, young boys in particular. As a result, the National Way Club was created. Word soon spread about their efforts to shape the lives of these young boys, and in 1906, several clubs combined to create the Federated Boys Club. As time progressed, the scope broadened to include young girls. Thus, in 1990, the Boys Club of America became the Boys and Girls Club of America. Supposedly, many of these targeted kids came from poor and disadvantaged backgrounds. However, I will submit that kids from suburban communities can and do benefit too. You see, this is just not a club for the economically advantaged. It is a place that brings into reality Dr. King's dream of blacks and whites, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholic, learning, people relating to and getting involved in the lives of others. This can be summed up in one phrase: lending a helping hand. Sadly, in this day and age, the thought of helping somebody without expecting anything in return has gone by the wayside. In fact, I'm reminded of a hit song sang by Janet Jackson entitled "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" This is the mindset of many people, young and old, when there's an opportunity to lend a helping hand. Before they roll up their sleeves, their main objective is to find out what would be the monetary or the material gain, not realizing that there is something far greater that can be attained: self-gratification. For the most part, money lasts for a brief time and materials soon find their way to the trash dump. But leaving a lasting impression with someone after you have lent a hand can last a lifetime. Oh, I know many of you may say, "Show me the money," but I would advise you not to dismiss this notion of self-gratification too soon. It can be said that life is similar to a baseball game. Every player that takes the field eventually gets his turn at bat. Many players long to be the last batter, driving in the winning run to win the championship. Being a hero is great, but the reality is that most players never experience this. In fact, most find themselves depending upon the swing of someone else. This is how life is. Each day when we awake, we take the field of life. At times we make decisions that cause us to be hung in the balance, pinned between dilemmas, if you will. Similar to a base runner running back and forth between first and second base, trying to avoid being tagged out. This could easily be you. But on the other hand, just as a runner being stranded on third base, needing a teammate to hit a decent ball in order to be brought home, there will be opportunities in life where you can be the hero that meets the need of someone needing to be brought home. This can be simply done by lending a helping hand. Oh, despite what you may see on the hit TV show Lost, or even Gilligan's Island, for example, no one likes being stranded. As expressed in the anthem of the U.S. Coast Guard, we're always ready. We should always be ready to lend a helping hand. In the Bible, it is said that God asked Cain, "Where's your brother Abel?" Cain replied, "Am I my brother's keeper?" My second year in college, I joined Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. This phrase of "Am I my brother's keeper?" was the motto of our local chapter. It implies that we as fellow humans have a social and moral obligation to get involved with others and lend a helping hand. This is what those women sought to do when they created the first boys club. Consequently, many people tend to take the attitude of Cain through their action or the lack thereof, vividly demonstrate that they are not their brother's keeper. Their creed is to take rather than to give. Individuals that walk by this nature are similar to the Dead Sea. You see, the Dead Sea is so salty that it contains no fish or plant life. What accounts for this unusual condition is that there are absolutely no outlets. A great volume of water pours into this area, but nothing flows out. Many inlets plus no outlets equals a Dead Sea. This law of nature may be applied to people. In fact, this explains why many people do not get involved or lend a helping hand. It's possible for some people to receive advice, to get direction and guidance, and seek help when they're in need, yet seem uninterested or unconcerned about the needs of others when someone needs their help. In life, we must not only take in, but be willing to give out. Think about it. A trash can is designed to receive, but over time, even it has to give out in order to receive again. Oh, I'm happy to say that this mindset does not befit the Viking Keystone Club. I hear that the Viking Keystone Club operates by a different standard, a standard that epitomizes the concept of lending a helping hand without asking for anything in return, a standard that promotes doing right even when no one is looking, a standard that encourages children to obey their parents, and a standard that believes that nothing worth having, believes that anything worth having is worth working for. You see, all of this is not by chance, because the overall goal of the Keystone Club is to help young people to become responsible, caring citizens and leaders. What better way is there to instill this concept of lending a helping hand? I understand the requirement of these young leaders is to choose and implement community service projects on a local level and participate in national projects too. Young Vikings, be proud of what you've learned and experienced here, for you are a part of something bigger than these walls. You have been taught something that many people never fully grasp. In fact, as leaders, you have a higher calling to lead by example. I'm reminded of a soldier that fought in the American Revolution. During the American Revolution, a man in civilian clothes rode past a group of soldiers repairing a small defensive barrier. Their leader was shouting instructions, but making no attempt to help them. Asked why by the writer, he retorted with great dignity, "Sir, I would have you to know that I'm a corporal." The stranger apologized, dismounted, and proceeded to help the exhausted soldiers. The job done, he turned to the corporal and said, "Mr. Corporal, next time you have a job like this and not enough men to do it, go to your commander-in-chief and I will come and help you again." Ladies and gentlemen, this was none other than George Washington, our first president and the father of our nation. Vikings, as you prepare to go to your trip to Washington, D.C., I want you to learn all that you can, and I want you to have a great time. I want you to remember all that Mr. Compton and your parents have taught you, for they are words to live by. But most importantly, I want you to keep in mind that the mark of a true leader is how much you give of yourselves. You carry with you the vision of those women that started the first boys club, who saw the need to lend a helping hand, who saw the need to be their brother's keeper, who saw the need to instill hope that a brighter tomorrow is possible. Now for you new Viking leaders, the torch has been passed to you, and you must continue the Viking tradition that is cemented in the boys and girls club overall vision. This is the best way that you can honor your parents, the administration here, and those individuals who are going on to the next chapter in their lives. I must leave you now, but as I close, I'm reminded of two American heroes that live by the creed of helping others.